It's no secret we are social creatures. Humans need each other to interact, to thrive. Interaction fulfills something within us emotionally. It can't be filled by physical means. So what keeps us emotionally healthy? In short, we need to find common ground to understand and accommodate each other. This is a perfect theory to represent how we go to many lengths to please and to accommodate other people using their form of communication and its effects. Communication accommodation theory was developed by Howard Giles. He stated that in interactions, people adjust their speech, gestures, and vocal patterns to accommodate each other. Giles 2016. It seeks to explain and predict why and how people adjust their communication and behavior during social interaction and what social consequences might result. This is important to study because as we learn more about this theory, the better communicators we become. Some shortcomings of the theory are some scholars say that conversation as a whole is too vague to place under one theory, saying that simply can't explain it. Another shortcoming would be there are some irrational people who just don't think in an irrational way. So how do you accommodate to, lack of a better term, a crazy person? The main strength, however, is how it can be applied to every situation in which communication occurs, as we often use forms of accommodation without even realizing it. Giles 2016. The main focus of the theory has to do with dialects. Certain dialects and perception of peoples can change your credibility, how they perceive you. Dialects are variations of language which are used by people of certain social class, region, and even age. An example of this would be here in the South, we use the term y'all. In the North, they use the term like yous or yous guys. You see, it's the same meaning, but even a cardinal direction, such as North and South, can have a difference. As I said, familiar dialects enhance your credibility. You're seen as an insider. This is useful for my career path in law enforcement as it requires social interaction on an everyday basis. My father, who was a KSB trooper for 20 plus years, his statement was that when he pulled over a reckless older driver, a more authoritative and stern tone was needed for them to interact successfully. But when he pulled over a young reckless driver, they needed a more ruder and more gruff tone for him to get respect out of them. This shows with even age, different forms of accommodation are required. In fact, according to Myers, Giles, Reed, and Nobby 2008, a study between officers and offenders, the officer who was rated less favorably when he didn't use forms of accommodation to the officer as opposed to when he did. It's important to also know your audience. You must recognize the audience's geographical, ethnical, or intelligent difference. And that use that as a base to accommodate. An example of a geographical difference as far as nonverbal forms of accommodation would be here this means peace sign. Here in the US it's peace. But in the UK it's equivalent to our middle finger. So this shows how simple things like that can be a part of difference. In short, this theory is used every day. Its main goal is to appeal to other persons to gain common ground. Interpretability involves the choice of communicative balance and strategies that seek to establish common ground with interactants, Ayoko and Hartel, Colt 1999. This is stated with almost every study that it's mostly to find common ground. In conclusion, this shows the importance of learning more about the theory, and this will enhance our communication skills as a people.